Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here for another first impression wear test, and today I'm doing it on the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I actually haven't purchased the foundation yet. I only have a sample because I went to Sephora a couple weeks ago and I really wanted to try out this foundation, so I asked for a sample. I have it in the shade Porcelain, but I will put in the clip of me applying it this morning right here. Good morning everyone. So it's currently 8:40. So I'm starting this first impression a bit later than I usually do, but I will go ahead and apply the foundation right now. I have it in the shade Porcelain, and as you probably know, like I showed you in the intro, I only have a sample of this, but yeah, I will go ahead and apply this to my face. I am not using a primer with this, because I honestly don't use primers very often. On an everyday basis anyway, so I just want to see how this performs without anything. So I just applied it to this half of my face and I will blend it in with my beauty blender. So I feel like the shade is a pretty good match for me, maybe half a shade too dark, but that's fine. Right now I feel it's kind of light coverage from what I can see. It's not very high coverage, but I will go ahead and apply it to the other side of my face and then build it up if I need to. So after applying one layer, I feel like it's kind of like a light medium coverage, and it is setting, which I am enjoying. It's not completely set, but I can feel like it's not too sticky. And it's actually sitting pretty nicely on top of my skin, so I'm really liking it. I want to build up a little bit more coverage, or see if I can build up a little bit more coverage on my cheeks. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit more on my cheeks. And again, blend it in with my beauty blender. So now I'm done applying the foundation and I'm going to zoom in to show you what it looks like. So this is the foundation on my skin currently. I actually think it looks really nice. It is definitely a semi-matte finish, but I don't think it looks completely flat, which I really like. And I don't feel like it's enhancing much of my dryness. Maybe a little bit on my nose if I zoom in a bit more. I don't know if you can tell, but it is sitting really nicely on top of my skin. Like I said, the only thing I can tell is on my nose a little bit, but yeah, not much at all. I think my skin looks really good with this foundation and my forehead looks fine. So I will zoom you back out. So I will go ahead and continue doing my makeup and I will check back with you once I'm done applying the rest of my makeup. Hi guys, so I'm back and I just finished doing my makeup. I was filming a different video as well, so it's been a while, but the time is currently 9:30, so the foundation has been on for just under an hour, about 45 minutes. And I will zoom in to show you what it looks like after applying some bronzer and blush and highlight on top of it. So this is what the foundation is looking like. I think it looks really good still. I actually didn't use the powder on my face. I used it underneath my eyes and a tiny bit here because I feel like I don't need it with this foundation, which is super good because I have to set all my foundations. And yeah, it hasn't really sunken into my lines in my forehead either, and yeah, I just think it looks really good. I mean, you can still see my pores, but I have pretty large pores, so that's very common for me. But yeah, I think it looks really good and I will update you in a couple of hours. Hi guys, I'm back for an update on the foundation. The time is currently almost 3 o'clock, so I've had this on for, I can't remember when I started the initial update. I think 8:45 is 9, so it's been So it's been about 6 hours and the foundation is looking so good. First of all, I forgot to talk about the scent when I did my initial application, and the scent is I don't know, I don't really love the scent. It does smell like peaches, but it doesn't really smell like the nice type of peach that I'm used to. But yeah, it's not too offensive, so it's still okay. And second of all, this does not transfer much at all. I was just on the phone for about an hour with my brother, and like you can see my phone, like there's, okay, the screen keeps going on, but you can see on the screen here, like there's not much transfer at all. You can see the tiny bit there, but there's minimal transfer on the phone, which is very unusual because usually my foundation transfers quite a bit when I speak on the phone for that long. But yeah, my skin isn't too oily either. I think it looks really good. And keeping in mind that it's been on for about 6 hours is amazing. But I will zoom in to show you a close-up of my face. So this is the close-up of my face. This hasn't really sunken into my dry skin at all. And you know that I do get oily. If you've seen any of my other first impressions on foundations before, you know that my skin gets a little bit oily, but this still looks so good and it's super smoothing on the skin. And yeah, I really love it so far. I won't powder this because I don't really do that for my updates anyway. And I really want to see how this performs on its own, as well as I don't really think that I need to at this point, which is really good. But I will zoom you back out. So that's all for this initial update. I will be back later in the evening to show you my final thoughts on this foundation, but so far I am loving it. So I'm back for my final update, and the time is currently 7:18 in the evening. So this has been on for about 10.5 hours now, and seriously, it still looks amazing. I haven't powdered yet at all today, and I mean it's getting a little bit shiny, but not too bad at all. I'm actually really impressed by this foundation. It has been holding up super well. I would say that it kind of is separating a tiny bit around my nose. And yeah, I would say like this area here is getting a little bit oily, which means that the foundation is also wearing down a tiny bit. But like my forehead and my cheeks and everything like that looks completely fine. I am really impressed. I will zoom in to show you a close-up of my skin. So this is what the foundation is looking like, and honestly I think it looks amazing. This is definitely a foundation that I want to pick up the full size of because, like I said, I only got the sample of this, but it looks really good and I don't feel like it enhanced any of my dryness because, as you probably know, I do have combination skin and I have a lot of dry patches, but my skin gets oily throughout the day, and I think this controlled my oils super well. I usually get most oily around here, and like I said, I am a tiny bit oily but not too much at all. And yeah, it didn't emphasize any of my dryness either, so this is really good. Usually I have to sacrifice one or the other. Either my skin kind of looks a little bit dry or I have to powder a lot throughout the day, but with this foundation I actually didn't have to do either, which is really nice. But I will zoom you back out. So my final thoughts is that I definitely recommend this foundation. I think it is really good for combination skin. I'm not sure how good it will be if you had really oily skin, because I do have oily skin, but it's not too bad. It's more on the combination side because oil is starting to go through the foundation at the moment. But if you have dry skin or if you have combination skin like I do, I think this is an amazing foundation. Yeah, I will definitely pick this up once I go through some of my other foundations because this is really nice. I think that this is actually one of the most long wearing foundations that I've tried, at least looking this good at this hour, so I'm really impressed. But I will go on the powder right now just to see how it reapplies over the foundation. So reapplying the powder really helped with the oiliness. I kind of feel like though that the foundation still looks a little bit separated on the sides of my nose. I will zoom in again to show you. So now I'm really close, but you may see right around here that it is breaking up a tiny bit, but I feel like that's the only where you can see on the foundation really, so that is still really impressive after over 10 hours. But that was all for this video, and let me know down below if you try this foundation and how you like it. I am definitely really impressed by it, and I think this is one of the better foundations that I've tried in a long time. But I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!